night, people, regarding the recommencement of Operation Big Broom. Despite yesterday's curtailment of said operation, and for reasons which will not be speculated upon at this time, the broom will descend once again this a.m. on the 1600 block of Decker Avenue for the fourth consecutive day of social sanitization under the continued direction of Lieutenant Howard Hunter. Supporting cast, uniforms and otherwise, stands as follows: Tepaz Hurley, Jekyllek Eaton, Hill, Ranko, Peterson, Joyce, Coffey, Bates, Gorman, Augustine, and all Eater personnel. Item 10. Those of you understandably concerned over the chief's alleged bout with hydrophobia may be relieved to learn that the responsible rodent, subsequently bludgeoned by our own Detective LaRue and air freighted to the Atlanta Disease Control Center for further testing, has been conclusively determined to be non-rabid, contrary to the initial misdiagnosis by our local boys down at County Health, bringing to a fortunate end the chief's painful one-day encounter with the needle. More importantly, people, this terse memo from the State Health Information Bureau, and I quote, "The specter of the rabid rat is a fallacy. The rodent-borne urban rabies epidemic is likewise a fallacy. Rats do not carry rabies. We heartily discourage you from insinuating this possibility upon an uninformed, overly imaginative, and easily panicked inner-city population." On a final and somewhat less pathological note, peer group kudos to our own Officer Andrew J. Renko. Yeah! Coming off a rather ignoble and well-publicized public exposure incident last weekend, said officer more than redeemed himself yesterday with the above and beyond the call rescue of 3 citizens from a blazing tenement on East Utica. All right. The flights of heroics inspired by a transfer to scooter duty. Said transfer having been revoked as of today in favor of a deserved return to routine patrol. All right. And a recommendation by Captain Ferrillo for a meritorious service award. And our customary and less formal Hill Street Silver Whistle salute. All right, that's it. Let's roll. Hey. Be careful out there. Got the silver whistle, boys. Hey, I'm me. Real fine.
Thank you very, very much. You know, Bobby, I could get used to this hero routine real quick.
Hill, Ranko, we got a knifing up in Nichols' side. They need backups pronto.
Welcome to the real world, hero.
You know, I could go back and just,
Yeah, you could, but...
Morning, Bobby. Andrew? Jack? I am wearing it to bed.
Mm-hmm. I mean, see.
Well, what do you think?
It certainly says something, Ray. I mean, it really makes a statement.
Rosa says it makes me look 10 years younger, at least. Is there something wrong?
No. I just have a slight headache. You know, it's change of weather. Sinuses. Give me one. Ray, these are new guidelines for search and seizure. Would you distribute them to the appropriate personnel?
Sure.
You? Howard?
That was the lieutenant, wasn't it?
I believe so, Schnitz. Either that or an overly familiar tango instructor.
We have a 911. Armed robbery in progress. See surplus store, corner Peebles Drive, 24th Street.
Look so good, man. Yeah, puke. How's it feel to be dead, man? Hey, man, how would it feel if you had a little more classroom decorum, man? How would that feel? So, he came at me, you know, and, well, he pulled this blade, and, I didn't have a choice.
Okay, we'll get your side of the story down at the station. 2 years to retirement, and I tried to break up a knife fight. Dumb.
What else can you tell me, Mr. Jewett?
Well, like I said, it was self-defense. They started to argue, and Eugene came at him with a knife.
Easy, man.
Raymond backed up far as he could, and then he grabbed a screwdriver off the bench and let the gang kid have it. I'd done the same thing myself.
How did it start?
These kids, who knows?
Oh, man, Eugene was provoked. Get your hand off me. He was provoked. That punk jumped his foot on the maid. You did! Oh, you did! Oh, boy, you better move out of that. Stop your head now. Be quiet, man.
All finished here, Dim. Yeah, okay. We'll need you down at the station to sign a statement later, okay? Bobby, take him outside, because we got to make it a full-scale ride out in front.
All right.
violation of local assembly, obstruction of pedestrian traffic, loitering with intent. Frank?
When did you get in?
About an hour ago. That's some party your guys are throwing down on Decker, Frank. I'm out of town less than 24 hours, and they repealed the Constitution.
All the more reason for you not to leave town, Counselor. We have some things to talk about, Joyce.
12 o'clock lunch, okay? Better go interview my first gross of suspects.
This makes the 4th time in 2 months these punks started up after my boy. And that's not even counting the times that they come into my store, trying to rip me off, busting things up, and all on account of Raymond here refusing to join that gang of theirs, the Blood, whatever they call themselves. The boy never been in any trouble in his life.
Thank you. Raymond, would you mind telling us your version of what happened?
He's already told you 3 times over.
It's all right. Pop, like I said, this Eugene, he's one of the gang dudes. He started hassling me about going out of turn on the lathe or something, but really he was just looking to mess on the count I never joined the Blood and all. And I told him to back off, and he pulled his blade. And, well, that's when I grabbed that screwdriver off the workbench.
We've got a signed statement from the shop teacher fully corroborating my client's story.
Lieutenant, I've got an 11 o'clock court appointment, and, frankly, I don't feel at all disposed to file on this.
I don't think we have any problem with that. Thank you for the quick disposition. You're free to go. Thank you for your time, Raymond. Can I speak to you for a second, Mr. Hawkins?
Raymond! I'll be with you in a minute.
You know this won't be the end of it.
What are you talking about?
Your son killed a gang kid, Mr. Hawkins. Self-defense and no. They won't be happy until the score is even. Maybe they'll come after you, too, or other members of your family. Listen to me, Hawkins. The only law these kids know is payback.
All right. I'll take the boy out of school for a couple of weeks.
That grocery store of yours is right in the heart of Blood Turf. How long do you think it's going to be till they pay a visit?
Then give me some protection. You're the police. That's your job.
I can't stake out your store 24 hours a day, sir, much as I'd like to. We just don't have the manpower. I don't have an easy answer for this. I really don't, but have you ever considered maybe relocating to a different neighborhood?
I don't believe you. This is what I pay my taxes for. I worked my butt off for 20 years trying to build a decent life, and the first sign of trouble, you tell me, the police, that I ought to move. Hey, forget it, man. I go one shot down under my counter. I go out and buy myself another one.
For God's sakes, think about your son. At least send him out of town for a while.
I ain't breaking up my family. Now get out of my way.
Mary Hicks all over again. Something bad's gonna happen to that kid, Frank. I just know it.
Frank, your car is outside.
Let's get Sonny Freeman from Gang Intervention up here for a little talk. And let's get a plain clothes down at Hawkins' store, okay?
Right. Mick, can I talk to you for a second?
Sure.
As the troops are fond of saying, that's why they make the badges round instead of star-shaped.
Why is that, Howard?
Hurts less when they get jammed up the old lower corridor.
All right, people. Single file IDs out. This is not a clam bake.
Seriously, though, Frank, I doubt there is a captain in the entire department who could have a direct order to his men publicly countermanded by the chief and handle it as well as you have. You may have been handed the brown helmet, Squire, but you sure wear it like a gall-darn party hat.
Just keep it by the book, Howard.
For God's sake, Neil, we're not talking the My Lai massacre here. Hey, we're talking psychology, you know, human dynamics.
Urban repression, early retirement, babe.
Morning, children. See, you got to dig this on a gestalt level, man. You don't napalm these suckers. You just show them a picture of the napalm. Subtle, huh?
Yeah. About as subtle as a 357 in the bowl of oatmeal.
Go, Polly!
Hey, right on time.
Hey, baby. Polly Shelkoff, my partner Neil Washington.
What's happening?
Me and this bozo go all the way back to junior high together.
Hey, I pulled her in here this morning around 5 o'clock. It was still dark.
Government property?
His CO from NAM is the head honcho at the Lafayette Armory.
Yeah, Scotty Wheeler. Look, I even got a parade permit. Dude that owns this building says that if this does the trick, then we can keep it here all year.
You know, I think one day will be more than enough.
Totally unauthorized, of course, but God darn it, the sight of that heavy metal still sends a shiver up the old bowels.
Hey, look, man, I don't want to hear about it.
I am telling you, Neil, all the great legends ain't dead. Okay, Lawrence is gone. Romley, Patton, they're gone. But in that great tradition, there is still the Rube of the Hill.
Desert rats.
Where'd you get the tank?
I don't know, some acid casualty buddy of his.
Probably thought he was buying a Jeep.
Think I could talk to you for a minute, Luce? You don't mind, do you, Joe?
Hey, no problem. I just finished this under a parked car or something.
That's exactly it, Robert. Don't you understand the extraordinary chain of circumstances that led me to be outside that burning building on my little Vespa? kismet.
I just kind of take it with a grain of salt.
Do you expect me to believe that that was mere chance?
No, I guess not.
No. That was a message, Bobby Hill. I was offered an opportunity to clean up my act, an opportunity that I am taking now. I am going to lose weight. I am going to register my motorcycle. I am going to read a book a week, not including...
Wait, hold it.
And finally, and you may laugh if you will, I'm going to study and pass that sergeant's exam. Now, I know you think you've been hearing all this before.
Oh, no, I've never heard this before.
We'll see. Time will tell.
Yeah.
Now, not to change the subject, but I would like to address another set of circumstances, Mr. Sugar Ray Hill. That is the dismantling of one Salvador Benedetto.
Don't know the man.
Midtown Vice. Got his watch wound last night at Mulligan's around midnight by an unnamed black officer.
Do tell.
Would you care to offer those knuckles for inspection?
No.
I see. I don't want to have this kind of situation continue between us, partner.
What's that?
Fight another guy's battles.
Understood.
Of course, you know that I would have done the same for you.
I know.
Only not as well. Thank you, Bobby Hill.
Forget about it.
What do you say I take care of this today?
All right.
Hey.
Thanks, Rusty.
Oh, mercy.
I'm sorry. If you don't want to answer it, it's not my business.
No, it's all right. It's okay. It's not like the subject has never come up. Joe and I have been sort of kissy-faced, I guess, for a while. And then at Christmas, remember when I got hit, he came to the hospital and spent the night. And the short answer is no, we have never made love. It's about Belker, isn't it?
I don't know what to do. I mean, I feel like something might happen between us, but I just don't think I can let it. I guess I was hoping you'd tell me you and Joe had slept together and it hadn't heard anything about your being a cop.
Forget about it. Robin, if you're gonna really be serious about Nick and you really want to take it all the way, you gotta know that it could hurt your job.
I guess I was just trying to sell myself a bill of goods.
You know, there are a lot of guys on the force that would love to find a reason to not trust us. This kind of stuff just makes it more complicated. You really got the hots for him, don't you?
I think he's sweet and he's so kind and I feel so comfortable around him.
Robin, if you're gonna do this, go into it with your eyes open.
Thanks, Liz.
I gotta go.
I really appreciate it.
That will play it by ear.
Henry Goldblum.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Yeah. Sonny Freeman. Got a message from Division. You needed to see me.
If this isn't for gang intervention, I don't know what is. It's about Ray Hawkins Jr. and his family.
Don't place him.
Kid who was being hassled by the Bloods wound up with a justifiable homicide.
In gang intervention, we're calling that the Coleman killing.
It's a gang-related death. How the hell can you say it's not your problem?
Because the Hawkins boy's not in a gang.
I don't believe this.
Lieutenant, our program spent the last 6 months building credibility with the gangs. Now, we've got a leg up on a treaty that'd hold for the Hill, East Ferry, and the Heights. Bloods would have to sign that treaty. I'd like to help you with this. But I'm not about to blow 6 months' work because you're worried about one boy and his family.
Yeah, you wouldn't want to put your federal grant in jeopardy.
Hey, there were 300 gang homicides in this city last year. Now, if we blow this treaty, you people will be cleaning up the mess for the next 6 months. Why don't you tell them to move?
I did. We got a great police department. Got troubles? Get out of town.
I'm sorry.
Somebody looking for you.
I want to punch you in the mouth.
Why is that?
How do you feel? Are you proud of yourself?
I suppose you're talking about Richard Brady.
And Mary Hicks.
Lieutenant, let me tell you something. I am a public defender. I was assigned to defend Richard Brady on a charge of assault. Now, he's got a right to be defended, and I perform my duty.
And now a girl is dead.
I am very sorry that happened. But I am not going to get into a crying contest with you, and I am not going to allow myself to feel responsible.
We are officers of the court. If we know a crime is going to be committed...
I did not. Did you? Did you have a legal certainty? Do you get this way about all your cases, Lieutenant? How do you stay sane?
What did you come here for?
I am defending Richard Brady in the murder of Mary Hicks. I want to get the papers on his arrest.
I'll have the desk officer prepare them for you.
Thanks.
Are you all right?
No, I'm not all right, Ray.
Tell me everything.
I think it went well.
You didn't have to leave any blanks?
That's how I felt going into the interview. I felt like I was back in high school. Then everything was all right. Clark did everything.
Clark?
Deputy Director Galloway. He did everything he could to make me feel comfortable.
Did he?
Anyway, the job's with the Antitrust Division. 44,000 civil service wage.
Antitrust, your passion. I can understand why Clark would come after you.
I'm getting angry, Frank.
Best defense, good offense.
I don't understand what's happening to you.
I get this way when I've been up all night, phoning a hotel where you never checked in. I'd like to know where you were.
I spent the night in Clark Galloway's very large house.
Look like these punks got me licked already. Look like I'm whipped without even a fight.
You did the right thing sending your wife and son away, Mr. Hawkins. You'll be a lot safer at your sister's place.
Spent my whole life trying to keep my family together.
Now everything's just falling apart.
Hey, come on now. They'll be back before you know it. Everything's gonna be just fine.
Can I help you, fella?
Mr. Hawkins?
That's right.
Blood say yo!
Who was with you?
I don't talk to you guys, man. I'm juvie. Get the juvie officer in here.
Was it Marcus? Tweety Bird? Oofus?
Stick it. I'm juvie.
Who told you to throw the bomb?
Your mama. You want to hose down Lassie and give him a dog biscuit? He don't scare me none.
Lieutenant, you've been repeating the same questions for 20 minutes now, and my client has made a legitimate request to be attended to by the juvenile authorities. I shouldn't have to remind you he's 14 years old.
Get him down to the hall, Mick. You're juvie now, kid, but you won't always be.
Now the 14-year-olds can handle us, Frank.
Hawkins, bomber.
My advice, Raymond Hawkins, was to send his son away. That's what I've been good for since making lieutenant, telling honest citizens to get out of town. Damn it, Frank. We were better off when we handled the gangs ourselves. Somebody's gonna get killed, and I can't stop it.
Henry, I don't want anything to happen to the Hawkins family any more than you do. Do what you have to do.
Brillo, I gotta talk to you. We got a problem with Big Broom. The Civil Liberties Union and the PD's office are bringing an injunction into Judge Grogan's court to close it down.
Does the chief know about it?
Brillo, what do you think, the sun sets on Hill Street? Chief knows. He wants you down there right away. Grogan's waiting for you.
You have a car?
Out front.
I need 3 names. Oofus Martin, Tweety Bird Brown, Marcus Talmadge, all blood.
What are the charges?
Arson, conspiracy, destruction of private property, whatever sounds good.
All right, Lieutenant.
Get these guys for me, will you, Phil?
Ah, Captain Ferrillo. Glad to have you with us. If you'd care to approach the bench. I believe you have a passing familiarity with the issue at hand.
I have.
I assume you have something to say in defense of Operation Big Broom.
I would say that, given the existing circumstances, we did our best.
Your Honor, I take it that by our best, Captain Ferrillo is referring to such unmitigated absurdity as arresting my client 3 times in a 48-hour period. The last time he was picked up, he was committing the illicit act of buying a newspaper.
If I could just say...
Well, I don't think there's anything more to say, Captain. In the last 2 days, your department has paraded half the population of the Hill Street precinct through here for no better reason than for me to see their happy faces. I don't consider it grossly out of line that Miss Davenport and the Civil Liberties Union has taken exception to that. I hereby grant an injunction for the immediate halt of this fiasco on the ground that the 4th Amendment to the Constitution's guarantee of protection from unreasonable searches and seizures applies to citizens of the Hill as much as to any other American. All those persons being held in this room and elsewhere are free to go.
District Attorney's Office will appeal.
Go ahead. Captain, This injunction is binding on you and your entire department. Let me warn you that if immediate action is not taken to comply with its provisions, I shall hold you and your chief personally in contempt. And in conclusion, I would like to say that this has been a sad affair for the police and for everybody connected with Operation Big Broom. I sincerely hope in the future you behave in a manner more responsible to the public whose welfare you are supposed to protect, that's all. Next case.
Faye Ferrillo, violation 246B, State Vehicle Code.
Ralph, let's see if we can move 13029 over to Judge Hanson's calendar. I'm really overbooked.
Oh, no, you don't, Buster. Now, I have been sitting back there for 2 hours. You may not return my phone calls, but you're going to give me my trial.
So a 10-minute recess. Clear the court.
Great. I mean, do you always face up to all situations like this by clearing the courtroom?
Okay, Mrs. Frillo. What do you want?
Justice. I went through a red light.
How do you plead?
Guilty. With an explanation.
Okay, make it short.
Well, Paul, I realize how difficult it is for a man to carry on a relationship with a divorced mother. I mean, nobody wants to have a ready-made family with all of the difficulties and the sacrifices that come along with it. It's just that, well, I think I deserve another chance.
Faye, this is not the time or the place to have a conversation about relationships.
You know, if you just look at it, you'd see that I have a lot of good qualities. I mean, you'd see that I've got a lot to give.
Faye, stop it, damn it. This is a court of law.
You're not going to shut me up with that one, Buster. Now, one way or the other, we are going to talk.
Madam, you are in contempt.
Madam? You want to know something? You're the contemptible one. You took me to dinner every Saturday night for a month. You wrote poems and put them on the seat of my car. You called me a pistol. Now, I want to know what happened to us. I want to know what's wrong with me.
Nothing's wrong with you, Faye. The simple truth is that I've met somebody else.
Some, young Tootsie, I suppose, huh? Well, I mean, it makes sense. Why waste your time wearing second-hand polyester when there's so much virgin wool around, right?
What's wrong with that? It's what I want. I count, too.
You know, I guess I never thought of it like that. Case closed, huh?
Frank, right now you are looking at the safest 200 yards of asphalt in the country. Why, we haven't had so much as a purse snatching.
Shut it down. Send everybody home.
Shut it down. Big Broom again? On whose authority?
An injunction, State Superior Court.
May I see the papers?
Yes, Howard. And then you can show me your request for transfer to another precinct.
It's just a simple professional curiosity, Frank. I always stand by my commanding officer.
Let's get these people off the bus.
Valentine! Sound recall. We have been terminated with extreme prejudice. The tank, too, sir? The tank, too.
I tell you, man, I can't believe it, Neil. We got this whole neighborhood knocking its knees with one lousy tank. You know, it's nice to be loved, but there's a lot to be said for cringing respect.
Hey, give him time, babe. They get used to anything.
Yeah, that's why I got to keep the old noodle working. Escalation. One step ahead of the competition.
And why don't you put up a spotlight on the building? You can sweep the whole block all night, like a prison yard.
Hey, Neil. Man, that's sensational. I know which building.
Hey, J.D., babe, you supposed to laugh.
J.D., they got the tank. They stole the tank.
What do you mean? Who?
It's gone, man. It's down the street. They rolled over a bus.
Didn't I tell you to stay with it? Didn't I tell you this neighborhood has a lousy rep for tank theft?
I was there. I was inside watching my Sony when two guys knocked on a hatch with guns. They told me to get out, and then they drove it away.
Oh, man.
Washington, LaRue. Lieutenant says we're moving out. Operation's been canceled.
Hey, we're lucky, huh, Paulie? We don't need the tank now.
But what am I gonna do? How am I gonna get it back?
Hey, look, Paulie, why don't you come on back to the station, huh? We'll help you fill out a stolen vehicle report. Okay?
What if they rob a bank in my tank? Shopping guy, don't push me! Come on, don't step my friends. You step my hand, man. I'm gonna bust your face. We got him, Lieutenant. Ow!
Hey, what's happening?
What's you down?
What's the matter? What's so funny? What did you laughing at? What's the matter? What's so funny?
Hey, Jim. Put your top down. Looks like rain, baby.
Shut up!
Hey, bro, you got the freeze on that. You was laughing too, man.
I said shut up.
Sorry about that.
Hiya, Philip.
You know, I tried a rug once. I thought I needed it with Cindy. She hated it. She should have made me look less sexy.
I was humiliated. I humiliated myself.
Oh, come on. You know the humor up there. Look, Ray, you can tell me to butt off, but, you want to talk about anything? Ray, what's going on?
They want young people.
Who does?
The department. Dynamic, youthful. I don't know. Slim, hairy. What's funny?
Oh, nothing.
Everyone knows this thing, Phil. If you have the image of a South American despot, chrome you dome. But climbing the corporate jungle gym takes hair, and lots of it.
Oh, come on, Ray. That's only one man's opinion. You know, a lot of great men have been bald. Eisenhower, Genghis Khan, Kojak.
I knew it this morning when I was talking to Frank, what everyone was doing. They were laughing at me. I just couldn't admit it.
Ray, everyone up here respects the hell out of you. You do a job and it doesn't go unnoticed. Everyone expects you'll be the next captain.
Do they, Phil? Where have you been?
What are you talking about?
The new promotions. Who got promoted, Phil? Who?
Mike North, Wally Peterson, Henry Goldblum.
He was always Frank's confident. I never was. Now we're the same rank. I'm not a petty man, Phil, and I wish Henry knew.
But maybe this is something you should discuss with Henry and the captain.
In the store, you know, I tried all the different styles. Finally, I found this one. I looked in the mirror, this way, that way. I thought I looked handsome. Sounds ridiculous, doesn't it? Handsome. I have this great pride that I seem to keep stumbling over. 48 years old.
My ambition for 20 years was to make lieutenant. Took the test, passed it, 4 years running. 3 years, there weren't any slots. 4th year, I didn't get picked.
How's this sound, Marcus? We're talking personal responsibility now. Anything happens to Raymond Hawkins, store gets robbed, glass gets busted at 3 in the morning, family gets hit by a bus, I'm coming after you. And I swear to God, I will find you. And when I find you, you're gonna wish you had never been born. Do you have any little brothers and sisters at home, Marcus? Well, let me tell you something. You better pray Hawkins doesn't sprain an ankle. You had better be there with a shovel, making sure there's no ice on Hawkins' sidewalk for anybody to slip on. Say Hawkins has a heart attack, Marcus. Know what happens then? I come and I break your face.
Dude's got a heart. That's not my problem.
Yes, it is, Marcus. Yes, it is. I told you we're talking personal responsibility here. In fact, something does happen to him. I hope you didn't do it. Because then when I put my thumb through your eye, it'll just be for fun.
A man can't even do that.
Man can't what? Let me tell you something more. As far as I'm concerned, you're garbage and you're always gonna be. I cannot rehabilitate you! And I can't run your entire turf making sure you behave like angels. But I can protect this one store, this one family. They're off limits. That I can do.
That's police brutality, sucker!
No, it isn't. This is.
You're my attorney!
Go ahead, get your attorney. You won't be able to prove anything. Want to know why? Because I'm a nice guy. Nobody will believe a nice guy like me hit you. Mick, tell him what a nice guy I am.
Henry Goldblum is the nicest guy in the hill.
You stay away from Raymond Hawkins. You stay away from his place, his family, his house, his whole life. He gets to stay there. He's not moving. Am I understood?
Crimes against persons and property on this one-time worst block in the city are down 87% compared to the week preceding Big Broom. I want to mention simply in this regard the exemplary work of the entire Hill Street precinct and to further thank the Constitutional Liberties Union and the Public Defender's Office for alerting us to certain constitutional requirements with which we promptly complied. This office remains responsive to the needs of the entire community, except the criminal element.
Did you hear? We saved the Constitution.
Francis, aware as I am of the heat you've taken for your somewhat unpopular stand in this matter, I've conducted my own little survey of incoming complaints. See, in the adjoining blocks, we're up 67% precinct-wise. We're right where we were last week.
Thank you, Phil.
Oh, on an unrelated matter, I received a phone call from a grateful pugilist. It appears Frank Jr., based on some rudiments I taught him last night, bloodied young Clarence Davis's nose this afternoon. Oh, there's no harm done. Just a few bruises on both sides. And they're fast becoming pals.
I'll come in a minute.
Sure. Come in, Henry. How'd it go?
You want to know, I hit a manacled suspect twice.
It's against policy.
I understand that.
I want a complete report on my desk first thing in the AM.
Frank, I wasn't going to let it happen. Not the way it did with Mary Hicks. I wasn't going to just sit.
I don't have to tell you, Henry. We cost ourselves more than we gain.
You carry these things. We used to have these at Doty's corner store when I was growing up. I didn't think they still made them.
Wholesalers beat the hell out of me. 436 a 12-pack. Jimbo, those. Swirls over there.
Still have real chocolate in them. Autumn.
The Jimbos are on the house.
Thanks.
What about my family? Should I bring them home?
I don't know, maybe in a couple of weeks. We may be all right, but we gotta keep our end of it up, okay?
I'll be right here. I ain't going nowhere.
Good. Good night.
Good night.
have to do this?
Oh, I like doing this. Honest.
You got quite a domestic streak, Mick. I wouldn't have thought it.
Well, so do you. That meal was wonderful.
Nah, I overcooked the pasta.
That meal was great. What are you kidding? That clam sauce was fantastic.
Al dente. Pasta's supposed to be al dente.
So, when we're finished up here, what do you want to do? You want to go out? You want to go to a movie?
You?
I don't know. I mean, if you want to, we could go out.
Or we could stay here and put on some music or watch TV or something.
Yeah, okay.
Unless you'd rather go to a movie.
No, that's fine. We could watch TV.
Look, can we get this over with?
The what over with? Oh. Yeah. Sure.
It wasn't so bad.
Yeah. No, I mean, no, it wasn't.
I really like you, Mick.
I really like you, too.
I was out of place today. Just threw me so when I couldn't get you at the hotel, my imagination ran away with me. I'm afraid of losing you, you know.
Do you really think you could lose me to a job, Frank?
It's not just a job. It's a whole other way of life. Joyce, I don't want to...
Frank, they haven't even offered me the job yet.
Tell the truth. You think they're going to?
Yes. I think they probably will.
You think that's all they're going to offer you?
What's that supposed to mean?
Well, tell me I'm crazy. Tell me I'm completely irrational over nothing. Tell me, Guy, this Clark doesn't want you. Tell me all about his house. Not staying at his house when you had hotel reservations going down.
I told you I stayed there because it was nicer than a hotel room and he was nice enough to offer.
How much nicer?
Don't start again, Frank.
I have to know. Did you sleep with this guy?
No, I didn't.
Did you want to?
What if I did? Does that give you the right to treat me like this? It's not like you.
I'm not perfect, counselor. I have to struggle with some feelings that may not be the noblest in the world. Maybe I'm a little jealous. And I'm also sorry I'm not being sophisticated enough about this.